Welcome back to PsychVids. Today, we're asking, what is gaslighting? I mean, you've probably heard this term thrown around everywhere, right? It's become a total buzzword. So our goal today is to cut through all that noise and get to the heart of what this manipulation really looks and feels like.
All right, let's just dive right in. Think about this for a second. That feeling, that creeping sense of confusion where you start to doubt yourself. That is what we're talking about. It's the absolute core of the gaslighting experience. See, this isn't just, a simple disagreement. It's way deeper. It's about someone slowly, methodically, making you question your own reality. So, okay, to really get a handle on this thing, we need to move past just that vague, unsettling feeling. Let's look at the actual clinical definition. Like, what do psychologists actually mean when they use this word? And here's the absolute key. It's all about the pattern. It's right there in the definition. This isn't just a one-time thing, like someone forgetting a detail in an argument. No. This is a sustained, intentional campaign designed to make you stop trusting your own mind. And why? Well, usually it's so the other person can stay in control or, you guessed it, avoid taking any responsibility for their actions. It's actually fascinating where this term came from. It wasn't born in a psychology textbook. It started out in a play and then a movie from a literal physical action. Imagine this. A husband secretly dims the old gas-powered lights in their house, and when his wife points it out, he tells her she's just imagining it, that she's crazy. That single image was so powerful it perfectly captured this type of manipulation, and the term just jumped from the movie screen right into our everyday language. And this, right here, this is the night and day difference. It all comes down to intent. In a healthy disagreement, the goal is to understand each other, right? Hey, I see it differently. But with gaslighting, the goal is to make you doubt your own mind, your memory, your sanity. So it really boils down to this. One is about control and power, and the other is about finding connection. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's look at the actual tactics. How does this work in a real conversation? Because gaslighting isn't just one single move. Oh no, it's a whole playbook full of different strategies, all designed for one thing, to keep you completely off balance. Think of these as the gaslighter's greatest hits, so to speak. They'll flat out deny something happened. They'll tell you your feelings are just an overreaction. They'll shift the blame so suddenly it's your fault. And then there's this really tricky one, the love bombing pivot. Just when you think you've had enough, they'll shower you with affection and praise to pull you right back in and confuse you all over again. This is the absolute foundation of gaslighting, denial. It's a direct attack on what you know to be true. And when someone you trust flatly rejects your reality, it creates this little crack in your confidence. If that happens over and over again, you can start to believe that maybe your memory really is broken. Or how about this one? You're being too sensitive. This is called trivializing. It's a really slick move because it takes your completely valid emotional reaction and reframes it as a flaw in your character. Suddenly, the problem isn't what they did, right? The problem is that you're too sensitive. It's a genius way for them to dismiss your feelings and dodge all responsibility. So the big question is, why does this stuff work so well? Why do people fall for it? And let me be super clear here. It has absolutely nothing to do with being weak. It's all about how our brains are wired. We're built to resolve conflict, but gaslighting creates this impossible, messy conflict right inside your own head.
Okay, this is the key to the whole thing. It's called cognitive dissonance. Basically, your brain is trying to juggle two completely opposite ideas at once. On one hand, you're thinking, this is a person I love and trust. But on the other hand, your gut, your senses, everything is screaming, this person is hurting me. And that mental tug of war is incredibly uncomfortable. So to make it stop, what feels easier? Doubting your own senses or accepting the terrifying truth that someone you trust is hurting you on purpose? Yeah, for a lot of us, it feels safer to doubt ourselves. Our brains will literally sacrifice our sense of reality to protect a relationship.
And you can actually see how this progresses over time. It's really heartbreaking. First, there's disbelief. You think, that's weird. They must have just misremembered. You give them the benefit of the doubt. Then comes defense. You find you're arguing all the time, just constantly trying to prove that what you remember is correct. And finally, if it goes on long enough, you can hit depression. You're just worn down. You start to internalize it all and think, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe I am the problem. But listen,
This is the most important part of this entire explainer. You are not the problem, and you absolutely can break this cycle. So let's shift gears now and talk about a real, practical toolkit, things you can actually do to start reclaiming your reality.
All right, first up is a huge mindset shift. It's a rule called no jade. You have to realize you are not in a normal logical argument. You just aren't. And you will never, ever win a logic battle with someone who refuses to use logic. So stop justifying, stop arguing, stop defending, and stop explaining. Jade. Every time you do one of those things, you're just getting pulled deeper into their game. The most powerful thing you can do is simply refuse to play.
Okay, what else can you do? Here are some concrete tools for your sanity toolkit. Start keeping a paper trail. Write things down in a journal. And this isn't to prove anything to them, this is for you. It's your objective record. Next, find a friend you trust to be your reality check. Someone outside the situation who can just say, no, you're not crazy, that definitely happened. And maybe most important of all, start trusting your gut again. If something feels wrong, it is. That feeling is your best defense.
So we're going to leave you with this question to think about. Rebuilding trust in yourself. It doesn't happen all at once. It's not a light switch. It happens in tiny moments, one small choice at a time. Just remember this. Your perception is valid. Your feelings are real. And choosing to trust that, even just for a moment, that's the first step back to finding yourself.
Subscribe so you don't miss an episode.